Welcome. I'm Sarah D. Today I'm going to be speaking about and singing about being who you are. So the title of this YouTube post is Today I Will Remember Who I Am. What does it mean to remember? Did you ever play with Barbie dolls? Did you ever touch Barbie dolls and find out that their legs and arms came off? And oh no, you thought they were broken, but you could remember them and get their arms and legs back on and their head back on, and lo and behold, they were put back together. I think that was when I had Barbie dolls. I don't think Legos existed back then, back in the dark ages. But to remember something is to put it back together. That's what it is, right? Remember. Like you take all your arms and legs and your head off and you put it back together. There are some surgeons that do that quite well, right? In our minds, we remember. Some people remember pictures really well. Some people remember words really well. Some people remember feelings really well. And maybe the words aren't clear. And I guess in studies with memories, they've kind of come to the conclusion that memories actually aren't something you can really trust, because the way we remember things might be like we put Ken's leg on Barbie's body and Barbie's arm on Ken's body, and they don't quite look the same, and maybe they become some kind of a monstrosity or just something that they weren't. We didn't remember things properly. But for the purpose of this post, that's irrelevant. I'm going to tell you the words to the song that I wrote about this. Actually, the song came as a text to my youngest daughter, and it was quite a while ago. And sometimes, you're scrolling through your phone, somehow it's opened up to a text, and you go, oh, what was that? And you read it, and well, I like what I wrote. So I took it out of there and I wrote a song about it. So this is a song for you, Whitney. Anyway, these are the words that they ended up being. I didn't keep all of them, because when you remember a song or something you've written, you move it around a bit. And hopefully it didn't become a monstrosity with Barbie's arm and Ken's leg and I don't know, what was the little girl? There was a little sister. She had a little sister too. Barbie had a little sister. I don't know, Midge? Anyway, yeah. Hopefully it is not a monstrosity. For me, it is not. And so I share it with you with the hope that it will help you remember properly or in an encouraging way who you are. Today I will remember, retrieve, and restore all I've learned and experienced before that encouraged me to be who I am. Today I will remember, retrieve, and release. Let go. Of all I've learned, or release all I've learned and experienced and believed that discouraged me from being who I am. I refuse to be condemned by their belief. Condemnation's not the fruit I need. I seek the truth that sets me free from condemnation's lack mentality. Basically, those are the words to the song. So I'm going to discuss it just a little bit. Sometimes I word things oddly, perhaps, and it doesn't make sense to somebody. And then when you're singing a song, a lot of times when people sing songs, even if they try to articulate well, which sometimes I don't think they do, it's like, what did they say? And when you find out what the words are and you've been singing it wrong all these years, it just makes you giggle. So remember, I talked about what that is. We put things back together that were together before but came apart. So something in the past is what we're talking about, remembering something from the past. We're talking about what we've learned and experienced. And those things that encouraged us. And that's the meaning we took from what we experienced. Whatever we experience, we can either take encouragement or discouragement from it. And it doesn't even matter if the person or the situation we're involved in was intended to encourage us. If it didn't, it didn't. It's how we took it in. If it was wonderful accolades and wonderful, oh, you can do this, and you're a hard worker, and you're this, and I know I trust you, and you just took it as, oh my goodness, that's too much, and I can't do that, and then it's not going to encourage you either. So it's really how we take it in, the meaning we take of what we experience. What we learn is not what's being taught to us. It's what we take in. Because we are the soil. We are the soil that the seed is planted in. And however our soil takes that seed in and then nurtures it, remembers it, that's how it's going to affect our now, our today, our present, who we are. Today I will remember, okay, so retrieve. So we've remembered it, and we can just leave it there. Or we can say, hey, let's take this in. And then restore. Let's put it back together really well so that I will feel encouraged. So let me take my life, let me look at my life, let me look at the experiences I've had, the things I've learned from those experiences, and make it so that it encourages me. And that's what I get to do. And so that's what this song is about. Everyone's life has things that they would deem good and bad experiences, but we can rewrite those stories. We can make those experiences encourage us. So that's what I'm talking about. And then the second verse says, today I will remember, retrieve, and we've got the remember, retrieve. So we remember, retrieve it, we look at it, we go, release. Nope, that's not what I'm going to take from that story. I'm going to rewrite that story. That meant this, or we're just going to delete that part. We're just going to delete. And again, there are a lot of processes used for people use to delete parts of their, the meanings that they've made out of the life that they've experienced. And I think there are ways that work really well for some people and ways that work really well for other people. I'm still working on figuring out ways that work for me. I keep looking for them. So I'm sorry, I can't tell you, oh, do this, and you're going to be able to release all the things you don't like, because, it's a whole lifetime. And even if you're only 12, that's a lot of lifetime. So we've always got to be seeking. For ways to do that release. Anyway, moving on. I refuse to be condemned by their belief. Well, as a young child, that's what we are. We are at the mercy of our caregivers, our parents, our teachers, our churches, our community organizations, our friends. We are at their mercy until we realize, wait a minute, I don't have to take that in. And in fact, even as adults, sometimes we don't learn that. I mean, that's something that Marissa Peer taught me. I don't have to take that in. I don't have to take that in. Now, knowing that and being able to do that, again, are two different things, which kind of brings me to action creates and maintains momentum. That's something I got from, Vic Johnson. He says action maintains momentum. And I put in that maintains. Action creates and maintains momentum. So the action that we take in our head that we are going to, I'm not going to take that in. We have to continue that action and continue putting up those blocks to the stories that other people tell us that don't encourage us, and the identities they try to place on us. You're this person, you're this person. You're going, but wait a minute, that's not me. You're putting Ken's arm on me or Barbie's arm on me, and I'm Midge, whoever, whatever. I'm not sure if that's her name. I think it was. Anyway. So, and then from after that, it goes, momentum creates massive results. So as we continue in momentum to say, no, I don't have to take that in. I don't have to take that in. I don't have to take that in. I'm not going to take that in. We continue to give our brain those instructions. Eventually, that's one way to do it, is just through repetition. Just repetition. Repetition. That's how we learned our ABCs. That's how we learned to count. That's that's a real rudimentary way that we learn things, is through repetition. And that which we repeat repeats without our even thinking about it. So it's remembering and knowing what we're repeating is really important too. What are we repeating? Do I really want to be putting that in my mind? What am I thinking? I've got to remember, I've got to notice what I'm thinking. I've got to notice what that experience, when I remember that experience, I've got to notice what thoughts are coming in and what I'm going to do with those thoughts. Am I going to restore and be encouraged, or am I going to release so I still can be encouraged? Because if I don't release the things that do discourage me, and that did discourage me, and that I did take in as discouragement, and by me I mean you as well, that from being, if it's discouraged me, something discouraged me from being who I am and exploring the way I wanted to explore in the world, then I need to let that go. Because we are creators, we are problem solvers, we are explorers, we are decision makers. We are what we want to be, what we choose to be, whether we choose wisely or unwisely, as in aware that we are making the choice, or whether it's a choice that we were told when we were young, and we're just walking around in this daze, and we're what somebody else told us we should be. I'm this, yes, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. I don't deserve that. That's only for them. Those are the things, the unconscious beliefs are the ones that don't serve us, are the ones that we need to release. Release, just let go. Let go down the drain. I refuse to be condemned by their belief. Condemnation's not the fruit I need. I speak of fruit a lot because I like the parables in the Bible about fruit, and how what we plant we reap, and what we sow. Another word for plant is sowing. So I don't need condemnation. Wonderful story I love about Jesus. Actually, what I love about Jesus is shown in this story. The Sanhedrin, I don't know, the religious guys, they brought a woman to him and said, we found her in the act of adultery. The law says we need to stone her. Come on, what are you going to say about that? Because they're trying to catch him in. They didn't like him because he was gathering a lot of interest, and he was making statements that weren't exactly like the laws they had written. And true to form, he didn't say anything. He knelt down and he started drawing in the sand. And then, before he started drawing in the sand, he said, well, who among you is without sin? Not who among you is not an adulterer, but just who among you misses the mark? And then he knelt down and he just started making pictures in the sand, just playing in the sand, and just asked that question and let that question hang in the air. And that question pricked everyone's conscience. And one by one, the whole mob that was around there, who wanted to throw stones at this woman because they wanted to keep the law, or because they didn't want to look at their own selves. And he said, look at yourself. And when they did, they didn't like what they saw, because they saw that they too were flawed. And then when there was just he and the woman left, he said, woman, where are thine accusers? And she said, nowhere, Lord, they're gone. And he said, neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. He wasn't telling her to go and be perfect. He told her to go and try again. He didn't condemn her. He doesn't condemn you. And if anybody told you he does, I'm here to tell you, he doesn't. He says, Come on. Let's try again. Let's just do what we can. Let's figure out what part of this world, what part of this experience you want to experience, and make your best of it. Play. This is your playground. Now there are the rules, and the rules are there are consequences to your choices, and you may not always know what those consequences are, but you can learn and you can grow, and I'm with you always. I'm with you. I am for you. I am here to encourage you. Anywhere you feel encouragement, from my perspective, is Jesus encouraging you and me. And if that doesn't work for you, that's okay. The thing that's cool about him too, he doesn't care if you call him Jesus or Lord or Messiah or El Shaddai or I don't know, there's all these words, or even if you are of another faith, your encouragement, the creator of the universe, of your soul, of your spirit, is not a respecter of persons or of names. He just wants what's best for you. If you're a mother or you're a father, I venture to say you wouldn't care even if your child said, I hate you, because I've had that too, and I'm sure you have too. And it breaks your heart. The first time it really breaks your heart, and then you realize, actually, no, they don't hate you. They're just frustrated. And so then you get to try to help them not be frustrated. But God does not care what you call him. He cares that you do. He wants relationship with you, not to condemn, but to encourage, to lift, to carry, to support. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how all the things work, and it's okay. I know that they do work. I know that there are laws that do work, that do encourage. So anyway, well, I kind of went off a bit, but I think Jesus is right on. The way it works for me, it works for me. And again, if it doesn't work for you in that way, that's fine. I have friends that don't like it when I mention Jesus, and I don't like to mention him because I don't like to offend people, but he doesn't either, you know? He just wants to encourage. He wants us to follow him, and his was a path of love and of peace and of encouragement. And so the last part, condemnation's not the fruit I need. So again, that's my Jesus story. I seek the truth that sets me free from condemnation's lack mentality. And a lack mentality is that I don't have enough, I'm not good enough. There isn't enough in the world, or there's not enough space in the world, or there's not enough this. If they're doing that, then I can't do that because that's what I wanted to do. Well, you know what? You can do what you want to do. There's a place for you, and there's a place for me. There's no lack. There's only lack here. And if there's lack here, then you create lack in your world, in your play. That's what you do. If there's lack, it's because you made it. Because you have everything you need to do everything you need to do today. And though everything you need, you may not know. If you hold out for grace, you will be able to see that you have everything you need for this moment. And as you continue to take action in ways that will help create and help you to see that you do have everything you need to move one step closer to what you're wanting to create, and you take action, you will create and maintain momentum. If you do that, if you take consistent action, right, then the momentum you create will create massive results, and you will be able to see more and more in your life, more of what you need. And it's not that you need some benefactor to help you. It's that you need to get out of your own way and help yourself. Now I'm going to sing the song. All right. Oh, and before I do, if you like what I do, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Please share, subscribe, comment. There's one more thing. Please do that too. condemnation's lack of mentality. Today I will remember, retrieve and restore all I've learned and experienced before that encouraged me, that encouraged me, that encouraged me. To be who I am. When you were a small child, you had an inkling of who you were. Remember that little person. That's who you are. And if who you've become, there are parts that you're not wanting to be anymore, you can take it off like an overshirt, and you can put on another shirt, or you can put on another hat. You can try something else out. You can play in your mind with what it is. There's a comment my husband made on my last post. It was really excellent. You can play in your mind about what you want to be trying, and then try it with people that you feel safe around, and then move it into the arena of the world. You can change, because we are clay conduits through which God's love and light freely flows. And when we are unencumbered by desire for praise of the world, we are free from vanity's chains. We are clay conduits through which God's love and light freely flow. When we're unencumbered by desire for praise of the world, we are free from vanity's chains. Thank you for spending a few moments with me. Again, please like, please share, please subscribe. And if you're watching on LinkedIn, if you could go to Google and put in Sarah D. Diversion, you'll find my YouTube channel there, and you can watch Diversion. That's kind of a fun one. But you can also subscribe to my channel there, and that will help so that the things that I share could be seen by more people. Because last time I talked about my weaknesses, and one of them is I don't like to ask people to do that for me. But if I don't, then I'm hiding whatever goodness I have under a bushel, and I don't want to do that either. Thank you for watching. Make it a great day.